Rhodes. I own Mixed Cosmetics. I make custom beauty naturally. And so today I'm gonna ask this kind of silly question. I'm gonna ask, is there something that you make or something that you do that you know it's just stupid the way you do it? Every time you make it, every time you do it, you go, this is so wrong. This is not the way it should be done. This is not how I should be baking my cake or mixing my sugar and butter or baking my beans, whatever. Whatever it is that you do, you cook, you make, you garden, you're like, I'm totally overwatering everything. And you just know it's not the right way to do it. And then the results say otherwise, and you go, okay, well, if it's working, I'm just gonna keep doing it because it's working. That's totally how it is with my mascara. So isn't that gross looking? This is a jar of mascara. And here's what I mean by doing things totally stupid. When I'm emulsifying my product, I am mixing the oils and the water. So it's oils, it's squalane, it's waxes, beeswax, carnauba wax, candelilla wax, things like glycerin, things like the gums and the gum, acacia gum and xanthan gum. And so I'm heating all of those up. I'm cooking them together, and I can't use a mixer. I can't use any kind of blender. So what I do, I put the lid on and I have to shake it. So that is actually how I get my mascara emulsified, is shaking it. I have tried blenders, I've tried hand mixers, I've tried everything, and it doesn't work. It does this thing called fractionating, separating, like it doesn't emulsify. It basically turns into like these really gross. Have you ever tried mixing milk and butter and it curdles? That's basically what it ends up looking like. So to get my mascara properly mixed, I have to shake it. So I have to put it in this jar because this one has really nice smooth sides. I can't put it in this because I can't scrape it out. I can't put it in one of these because they have the spout and I can't put a lid on them. So I have to put it in a canning jar. I mean, it's just so silly. And then I have to shake it. So this has the oxide in it as well. This has some black oxide. It has about half the amount of black oxide that it needs. I'm actually going to separate it in two once I finish it. And then I'll put more black oxide in one and brown oxide in the other. And I make about 1/4 the amount of brown as I do of black, but it takes the same amount of oxide because, of course, brown is a lot lighter color than black. So black is pretty strong. And so I'll take about 1/4 of this out and make some black brown mascara. So even though it looks really intensely dark, it actually isn't as dark as it needs to be. So, but I have a few more ingredients. I had to wait for it to cool before I could add the preservatives and the beneficials. So I thought I'd have you watch me do that. So this is preservative and panthenol and silk proteins and hydrolyzed oat proteins. So it helps build and strengthen your lashes. So we're just pouring that straight in. There we go. It's all measured and weighed out. And these are things that it doesn't take much. So the panthenol, I think, is like 2%, and the hydrolyzed oat protein is only about 1%, and the preservative is like 2%. And so there we go. We're gonna shake it up, and I'm gonna do some more shaking. And I actually do use this little guy once it's emulsified. I can use it. And as you saw, that was a little bit chunky, that stuff, so it needs to break down just a little bit. And then I've got the white powders. Nothing to snort. I never have anything worth snorting in my white powders, I promise. They are all beneficial. Basically, it's starch. So if you use cornstarch in cooking, it thickens things. That's what it does. So it gives, those fiber lash ideas, those are like long starches. These are a short starch, and so they thicken rather than lengthen. And then it has some clay, because clay helps absorb oil. So when you're wearing it, if you've got oily under eyes, then oftentimes like it'll break down the mascara and you end up with those raccoon eyes, especially with natural mascara. And I don't want that. So I use a little bit of clay, and it seems like there's one other powder, but I don't remember what it is right now. You can look on my ingredient list and see what it is. Or you could ask me, I'll try and put it in the comments if I remember. So there we go. There are the rest of the things. I had to wait for it to cool down because it got up to 212 degrees, or 208 degrees, because Candelilla wax and Carnauba wax have a really high melt temperature. And so it has to get super hot, or else you have these chunks of wax in it, which isn't very pleasant. And so that is my final mascara. So what I do is I have this kind of cool, like, big hopper, and it has a pump and it has a little teeny spigot, and I just pop those suckers up and do this little spigot, and you can adjust how much you want to kind of pop out. And so I have my mascara setting. So there it is. There is mascara done the stupid way, but it totally works. If you guys have used my mascara, it's really, really effective. See, I've been wearing it all day long, and it doesn't flake, and it doesn't smudge, and I don't have black gunkies under my eye. And the only time I have it up here is when recently I've been wearing the mask, and if I don't set it low enough, if I have it way up here, then I sweat and like the steam comes up and breaks it down. So I end up with mascara up here once in a while, but I figured out I just have to lower my mask a bit, and then that doesn't happen, because that's kind of embarrassing to have mascara all up in your eyeshadow area. I don't want black up here. You're supposed to put highlighter, not mascara. So that is just a little bit about mascara. If you have any other questions about how it's made or what's in it or why it's beneficial, I'd love to hear. And if you want some, if it's been more than 3 or 4 months, you should be replacing your mascara, and because you don't want the preservative to break down, you don't want it to infect your eyes, you want it clean. So if it's been more than 3 or 4 months, you should replace it, and I would love to have you try mine. So I hope to talk to you later. I hope you've enjoyed this. Ask questions if you've got them. We'll see you later.